So in 2003, we saw the first brand Pacific pay-per-views, and last month, WWE Bad Blood was pretty damn terrible, and that was a Raw branded pay-per-view. Tonight we look at Vengeance, the first ever SmackDown pay-per-view, and ladies and gentlemen, this one's pretty good. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, another episode of 10 years ago. Oh yes it is, and tonight we're going to be talking about Vengeance 2003. As I said with that introduction that took me 4 attempts to film, for some reason. I don't know, I'm a moron, you know, come on, you've come to expect this from me, have you not? Yeah, this was the first SmackDown brand Pacific pay-per-view. And yeah, lots to live up to, obviously, because Bad Blood really set the bar really high, didn't it? So, our opening contest, Eddie Guerrero defeating Chris Benoit in a really good match to win the WWE United States Championship. Stephanie McMahon had decided that we needed a secondary title on SmackDown and thus created the United States Championship. And we're going to have a tournament to decide who wins it. We're not going to have a battle royale like we had with the Intercontinental Championship. We're not going to just pluck it out of thin air and give it to someone like we did with the World Heavyweight Championship. Oh no. This time we're going to have a tournament. Fantastic. Benoit had defeated Rhino and Matt Hardy to get to the finals, while Eddie Guerrero had gone through Ultimo Dragon and Billy Gunn. Both men were WCW United States Champions, and there's no mention of that here. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Anyway, Guerrero had thrown car wax, or car polish, or whatever you want to call it, into Benoit's eyes on the SmackDown before this show. That's just a bit mean, really, isn't it? And matches everything you would expect. I mean, it's technically perfect. A hot crowd really into it as well. Super belly-to-back suplex by Benoit is quite fantastic, as you can probably imagine. Cole runs down the former United States Championship, like I say, doesn't mention these two. These two don't get a mention at all. He talks about Harley Race and Stone Cold Steve Austin. These two don't get a mention in that list. Crossface is unreally over. Every time Benoit goes to use it, the place just goes absolutely fucking nuts. Both men work and sell the left arm perfectly, which of course is always going to make me a happy chappy. Love how Eddie Guerrero hits the three amigos. I'm sure you all remember the three amigos, the 3 vertical suplexes, one after the other. Third one picks him up, and while he's in midair, dumps him onto the ropes, yeah, and hits it into a superplex. Happy days. But then I am loving this match, and then the referee gets bumped, and you're like, didn't need to do that. Eddie uses a US title while the referee's down. He hits the frog splash, but even with a groggy referee, Benoit kicks out. The crowd thought that was over. I thought that was over, and I've seen this match before. Eddie tries to revive the ref, but is wide open for the crossface. Guerrero taps, but the referee is still out. Oh man, missed a bit. Yeah. He got the belt. He got the belt again and whacked the referee with it. And then everything I've just said happened. He tried. Come on, Mark. He uses the belt, right, on the ref, and then puts the belt on Benoit, so it looks like Benoit's doing it. But he did too good a job on the referee. So the referee's dead. So Guerrero tries to wake up the referee. Benoit locks on the crossface. Eddie Guerrero taps out, but there's no referee. Obviously, German. He goes up top. The diving headbutt hits the referee. 3rd ref bump in this match. That's too much. That's way too much. And then Rhino comes out. Chris Benoit's best mate. He's going to gore Chris Benoit. He's going to gore Eddie Guerrero, but he gores Chris Benoit. See, why do you watch these vids? They're fucking awful. Really terrible vids. Yeah, Rhino shocks the world, apparently, and gores Chris Benoit. And Eddie Guerrero, calm as like goes up top, hits the frog splash. 1, 2, 3. And we got a new champion. 3 ref bumps. Gosh, this match. This is a 4-star match, and it probably would have been higher if it wasn't for the ref bumps. There's 3. Come on, 3 is too much. And an overbook finish. I mean, no. But it's a fantastic match that you should go and find. It's not on YouTube. I can't find it. One of 2 matches that are really good on this card that I can't find online, which is a real shame. In the back, Vince talks to Stephanie about Kane, who had tombstone Lindsay McMahon the week before on Raw. I'm sure you all remember that, and we'll talk about that more, obviously, at SummerSlam. Vince says he's got some flowers for Steph, and there's a big bouquet of flowers on the table. But Stephanie starts looking at them, and Vince's like, oh no, those aren't yours. They're for Sable. I got you these, and it's a pathetic little bunch of flowers. And then Jamie Noble's defeating Billy Gunn in a good, believe it or not, in a Billy Gunn match. Oh yeah, indecent proposal match. Now I hear you're saying, what the fuck? Excuse me, is an indecent. It's an indecent proposal match. I'm sure you're thinking, what the fuck is one of those? Well, Jamie Noble wants to shag Torrie Wilson. Yeah, he's got an idiot, but meh, what the fuck? He's even prepared to pay for it, and storyline shenanigans go down. It ends up Torrie Wilson basically saying, if you can beat Billy Gunn at Vengeance, I'll have sex with you, and you won't have to pay for it. Happy days. And this match is one of those matches that you watch and it irritates you, because you've got two guys in there, you just go, and? But this is actually an alright match. Billy Gunn pisses me off, right? Immediately, right? Because Jamie Noble brings down his sex case, and it's full of dildos and shit like that, which is funny. And Billy Gunn drop kicks into Jamie Noble's face, and it's right on the money, and it looks really good, yeah? And then it's just like, oh, come on, don't be doing this. He hits an absolute picture-perfect Tilt World Slam for 2, and you're just like, oh, stop being good, Gunn, yeah? Follows that up, right, by Noble working the leg until Gunn can hit a sweet Cobra Clutch Super Slam, which, of course, is called the one and only. And then he follows with a nice neck breaker and a diamond cutter. I'm mentioning these, because I don't like to do the play-by-play every move that happened in a match anymore. And I'm mentioning these things, and I'm telling you about these things, because Gunn sells the knee the whole match. And you're like, where's this coming from? Where's it coming from? Noble comes back with a DDT off the second rope, but Nydia puts Gunn's foot on the ropes. The two girls then slap... the two girls, that's Nydia and Torrie, obviously, slap Noble, and Torrie trips Noble, but he's able to shove Gunn into Torrie, who's on the ropes, rolls him up with the tights to get the win. Gunn's best singles match for ages and ages and ages. The problem with this match, honestly, is it's too short, because everything they do in this match is really, really good. And like I say, the psychology is fantastic, even if the actual storyline doesn't really make a lot of sense. Because I know Torrie Wilson is infinitely more hotter than Nydia, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say anything like that, but Nydia's not exactly bad looking, is she? I just don't understand why he's doing this storyline when, in fact, there's a promo later on in the back, yeah, Jamie Noble sat reading Playboy, and some guy, and it's never explained who, comes over and he's like, look, this is Torrie Wilson in Playboy, I'm going to hit that next week, and the dude's like, what about Nydia? He's like, yeah, of course Nydia, she's going to get old, like that. Right, okay, fair enough. In the back, Funaki talks to the APA about the Brooklyn Brawler, who I didn't realise was on SmackDown at this time at all. I must have completely missed this one. Excuse me. The Brooklyn Brawler have been told by the APA, do something eventful or memorable, and you can be part of the APA. So Brooklyn Brawler did what anyone would do, and took out the APA with chairs. Brilliant. Funaki is invited into the Barroom Brawl. And then in a bit, you may have seen, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I posted a photo of this the other day, a giant rabbit bounces past, which is nice. Oh, and Farouk says, well, I'll be damned. And you're like, there it is, first time. Bradshaw won the APA Invitational Barroom Brawl, defeating, big deep breath, Farouk, Brother Love, Chris Canyon, Matt Hardy, the Easter Bunny, yeah, seriously, Nunzio, the Bashams, Johnny Stamboli, Spanky, Sean O'Hare, Funaki, Shannon Moore, Orlando Jordan, Los Conquistadors. No idea. No, one was Robin. Ron was Rob Conway, for goodness sake. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Matt Caputelli, Johnny Hennigan, and the Brooklyn Brawler. Brother Love drones on and tries to get everyone to pray, and Spanky dances on the bar. And the highlights of this one, Spanky being driven off that same bar through a table, Matt Hardy hitting a leg drop off the bar onto the Bashams on the table, and the table not breaking, so he has to repeat the spot. And Funaki, Funaki was the best part of this match for me, because they had a bar set up and there's all this fighting going on, and then they've got how you win the match is be the last guy drinking, the last man standing and the last man drinking have to be the two. Anyway, so all this brawling's going on and everyone's drinking, and Funaki is sat at the bar just sipping away on his beer while everything goes on around him, and a chair goes flying past him at one point. He's just completely unfazed. Anyway, Bradshaw wins a long, tedious, and let's frankly, it's pretty boring match. Blast eliminating Brother Love. Certainly not the worst thing I've ever seen. Certainly not the worst, but very far, far away from the best. And it's one of those vaguely amusing things. And you sat there at the same time going, this should really be on SmackDown. This should not be on pay-per-view. Anyway, back up to the fucking yes. This is what we came to see, sort of stuff. So the world's greatest tag team defeating Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman in a really good match to retain the WWE Tag Team Championships. Now, the world's greatest tag team has defeated Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri on the July the 3rd. episode. I've got to be right because I'll get told off if I'm not. Of SmackDown. A guy subscribed to me the other day for being wrong on. I'm sorry, I mentioned that the other day. Eddie Guerrero turned on Tajiri after the match because he'd accidentally damaged his car or something. So in one of those things that doesn't really make a lot of sense, Eddie Guerrero got revenge for this, for accidentally damaging his car, by slamming Tajiri through the windscreen of the car, which surely caused more damage to the... I don't know, that doesn't make any sense. Cole gets in my good books immediately. At the start of this match, I mentioned that both Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman have been part of the Filthy Animals stable in WCW. Ching! Like that one. Like that a lot. Anyway, this is a good match. Again, the crowd are red hot. They love everything. High flying aplenty from the faces, including a shooting star press off the middle rope in the middle of the ring to the outside. Love that by Billy Kidman. Absolutely, absolutely love it. That draws a holy shit chant as well, which is all good. A classic tag team wrestling from World Greatest Tag Team there. Slate Kidman used quick tags and double team maneuvers, and all of them were at the back, including an absolutely picture perfect bow and arrow lock by Shelton Benjamin. Finish was a bit dodgy. It wasn't dodgy, it was just a bit sloppy in places. 619 West Coast pop by Ray, and that didn't look too great. Shelton breaks the cover, jawbreaker and Hoss followed by alley up Rana gets another great near fall. In fact, this near fall is so good that the fans chant bullshit because they kicked out. Isn't that an interesting one? Doomsday Device gets the win, and it's another match that, unfortunately, right, I haven't done it even half the justice here, because I don't want to do this is everything that happened in the match, because you can go and watch the match, but at the same time, yeah, I can't find the match on YouTube. Again, this is one of those things that if you believe my ratings and you think to yourself, oh, I should go and have a look at that one, you're going to have to find this one on DVD or torrent it, I'm afraid, guys, because you can find the main event online, but that's pretty much it, as far as I can tell. And then Sable defeating Steph McMahon in a meh match. The crowd certainly seemed to enjoy this one, and which was weird. Over the years, of course, we've seen way worse women's matches than this. For two non-workers, it was all right. What was me? It's 1 star. Feeling particularly nice, and seeing as this show has got a ridiculously shit hot crowd. And to be honest, there was nothing actually bad in it. It was not like any botches or anything, and especially for two non-workers, it wasn't bad at all. A-Train comes in while the referee, basically Sable had a top ripped off, so the referee tries to do the right thing and take his referee's top up, covering up, and while he's doing that, A-Train comes out and blasts Steph McMahon. So Sable sort of another, well, why not, covers a 1, 2, 3. And then The Undertaker defeating John Cena in an actually surprising good match. This one's all about respect. It's billed as a new school versus old school. Taker cost Cena a match versus Billy Gunn in the US title tournament. On the way here, Taker has injured ribs. And Cena was in there with anyone else. You'd be like, yep, rising youngster, one of the hot prospects, gets the win here. All good, but because you're against The Undertaker, you're just like, yeah, that's not actually going to happen. What's surprising about this one is that there's an interesting way the dynamic of the match, because the first 5 whole minutes, other than seeing a very refreshing return of the caffeinated water of doom by John Cena, the rest of the time he got massacred. 5 minutes of just getting the shit kicked out of him, John Cena just gets beats after beats after beats after beats. Undertaker hits him with the chokeslam at like 5 minutes 30, something like that, and then breaks it up as 2, like pulls him up at 2, and he's like, right. Cena then comes back, right, he can manage to counter the last ride and starts working the ribs of The Undertaker. He pulls off one of the turnbuckle pads, and launches Taker into it. From then on, he's working the injured ribs. And you sat there watching it the whole time going, where's this come from? Why don't you do this now? Works the ribs the whole match. But of course, because it's Undertaker, when John Cena gets that chain that he used to wear around his neck, whacks him in the ribs with that, and then hits the FU, Undertaker naturally still kicks out, and one wedgie bomb later, and Undertaker wins. And it's just one of those matches that was really enjoyable, right? 3-star match, legit. And you just sat there afterwards going, why did Taker win this match? I don't understand. It's another one of those times where big evil Taker, where the American badass rears his head, because he just never lost. And you're just like, this is one of those times where Cena winning wouldn't have hurt Undertaker at all, not in the slightest, but of course would have done wonders for Cena's career, which obviously is why it didn't happen. Then Vince McMahon defeating Zach Gowen in a match that I really didn't like. I remember liking this one at the time, and I think my memories of it are probably what your memories of it are. Excuse me a second. And that, of course, is that Vince McMahon did one hell of a blade job in this one. Pissing blood. The thing with this match is that I think on the night, I was caught up in the storyline of it and all that, and Zach Gowen, the hero, and everything like that. 10 years removed, and I've become old and bitter. I'm far more into my psychology in this one. And this is one of those matches where your suspension of disbelief, which of course is so important in wrestling, you just cannot, you can't do the suspension of disbelief. And let me tell you why. And this is probably nitpicking to the nth degree, yeah, but hear me out before you judge me on this one, right? If I'm in a match, yeah, and someone's working my left leg, yeah, I can't put weight on the left leg. And if I'm selling it properly, I limp, yeah, and I put all my weight on the good leg, yeah. Now, if you've only got one leg, how do you do that? Yeah, you've had your left leg injured the whole match, which Vince McMahon does. He works the leg pretty much the whole match, yeah. So you make your comeback and you get up and you've got to sell the leg and sort of favour your other leg, and you can't do that because you've got one leg. Does that make sense? Your suspension of disbelief just vanishes. You can't do it. And then when he does the drop kick into the chair, which is the thing that busts Vince McMahon open, yeah, you're like, how did you do that? How did you manage to get the strength into your injured leg? If your leg's been so injured that you can't stand, you know, if you've got two legs, you've got to support yourself. How do you do that with one leg? It's just one of those no, and no again. It does the drop kick into a chair that Vince McMahon's holding. Vince does a manly blade job. There's blood shooting out of him, but it's a missed moonsault by Zach Gowen that gets the win for Vince, and it just didn't do me anything at all. And in our main event, Kurt Angle defeating Brock Lesnar on the Big Show in a good triple threat match to win the WWE Championship. 2 years on the row, Vengeance is a triple threat match in the main event, and 2 years on the bounce, it's the same rating for me, 3.5 stars. Angle returned from neck surgery on SmackDown on a date. I haven't got the date down, I'm afraid, but he defeated Charlie Haas and looked like he hadn't missed a beat at all. The highlights for this one for me are things like Show getting chokeslammed by Lesnar and Angle. That's a great little move. They teased doing the power, the superplex off the top rope that destroyed the ring. In fact, you might want to call it the ring-destroying superplex of doom. Maybe, if you're that way inclined, the ring-destroying superplex of death. Maybe more appropriate. But Lesnar, because he's just fucking made of granite or something, fucking powerbombs him out of the corner, which is fantastic. Angle is on the outside. Looks like he's going to get chokeslammed through the announce table by Big Show, but he counters it into an Angle slam through the table. Why not? And he does those 3 German suplexes that he likes to do. The third one being a release German suplex where the guy's flipped over in midair. Absolutely fantastic. Bear hug. The thing about this match is that, I was going to say bear hug, but we'll into that one in a second. The thing about this match, I'm sorry, there's a bus reversing down the road there really, really fast. Why the fuck not? Why not? Why not? Bus going in a dead straight line really, really quick. Anyway, yeah. The thing about this match is the crowd seem almost a bit burnt. They pop for the big things, yeah, but for any cover that's not immediately obvious is going to be a near fall, yeah. They just don't seem arsed by it. Like the release German, for example, barely gets a mention, barely gets a murmur. Sorry, when the cover goes down, it's 1, 2. Oh, never mind. I knew that wouldn't be the win. Anyway, bear hug on the mat by Brock is broken by Show, who chokes them both. Covers get 2 for both of them. Ankle lock for Brock. Show tries to break it, but hits an Angle slam. Angle slam for Brock gets the win. Again, haven't done it justice by a long shot there. This match is online though, and this is one that you should definitely go and watch. 3.5 stars. The thing about this match is, this is a settled match in my opinion. This match leads into the Brock versus Lesnar. Let's go home, shall we? Angle versus Lesnar match at SummerSlam. Hello, I'm Mark. I'm a moron, and you're subscribed to me. Hey! Yeah, this one sets up their match at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle at SummerSlam. Big Show was in this enough so that everything he did looked alright, but wasn't in it enough so he dragged the match down. The exchange between Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle were very good, and if you wanted to rate this match 4 stars, then be my guest. I'm going to go for 3.5. 3 matches at 3 stars or better. Put this, I'm going to say, isn't it 4? 4 matches, I'm going to say, the main event and the opener, and John Cena versus Taker, and World's Greatest Tag Team. So yeah, I'm talking great. 4, see, moron. 4 matches at 3 stars or better put this hands down pay-per-view of the year, and best since WrestleMania probably. SmackDown wins round 1, hands down, because this kicked the shit out of Bad Blood. We'll have to see how Raw can respond in a couple months' time at Unforgiven, but of course next time out we're going to go to SummerSlam. I'm going to give this one 8.5 out of 10 quite comfortably, and if you want to go 9 out of 10 I will not object in the slightest. What did you think of this one though? This was a... Did you hear that? Emergency vehicle? Briefly? No, maybe I'm just hearing things. Maybe it's just while I'm in here, I just hear them. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back next with SummerSlam 2003, obviously. I would love to know what you thought of Vengeance 2003 down here. Leave me a comment. I read them all, even if I don't reply to every single one. I've been Mark P. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll be back soon. Thank you so much for watching, and take it easy, guys.